Off the Record Tale of the Tape, inaugural episode. We got my fellas back in the building to discuss this project Colorful Nights. Controversy and Big D come together to create loyalty. It's time. That's how y'all fellas doing.
We good wagon.
I can't call it, bro. I'm just happy to have y'all here for this first episode. There's some things we want to talk about. Okay, starting from the beginning, not the beginning, but the beginning process of this project. Going back to prior to the creation of this, going back to Urgent Thoughts and the projects that y'all put out prior to that, what do y'all feel like is the immediate difference or was the intended difference from this project and the last two projects before it?
Well, this was mostly led by D, so...
Yeah, this one, this tape and the last, I just go from this tape and the last. Well, I start from the beginning. Okay, so Piece to the Puzzle, we was on that together, like,
yeah,
you know, we was all in creatively, me, him, like, we always, you know what I'm saying, write and do our own things, but that tape was just
it was very collaborative.
It was a break off, like from when O'Shea was, you know, moving to Florida and he was gonna be there for good, and we was gonna try to form into our own stuff for good. So we was in the process of taking him off some of the verses and stuff, so we really didn't get a good feel for the tape. And after that, we was able to say, hey man, let's just go ahead and make a tape full of the lyricism, full of the bars, or just like a little sample. Like that's what he was saying, like a small bit, so they can know like we got the bars. Like you know what I'm saying? He always, you know,
just more, not more so that we
get
the bars, but just we display bars no matter what language we got to go in, more so that we can get introspective and you know what I'm saying, really give you a different,
which was led by him, that tape, which was led by him. Most of the choruses, almost every chorus was like controversy, you know what I mean? So after that tape was, what was that after that tape? It's Colorful Nights, right? Yeah. Okay, which is now. So after Colorful Night, I mean after the last tape, Colorful Nights came about just basically because of the newer sound that people have out right now. I'm like, man, let me just make something to say I can make it, like, you know what I mean? Like, not that it would be foreign to me, like, not to say that I can because it's gonna be like sounding crazy, because I can and it's comfortable for me too. Like, it's a pocket that I can get in, and I know that he can too, because before we was making these tapes, we were making older stuff when we were living in Birmingham, based around all different styles. Like, I mean, from the trap sound to the singing sound, like every sound we was making, we had fell out of that rhythm and just made whatever, and we weren't really focusing in. So at this time, I really wanted to focus in, because we normally just make what we feel. You know, we can make a singing song, we can make a trap, we can make anything, like any type of feel. So this time I'm like, man, let's just really focus on one feel. And I want to make sure it's like hard, you know what I mean? Like straight, just stuff that's kind of got like a little edge to it, like versus anything that's kind of too thought, or you know what I mean? Kind of just having fun. So he was kind of giving me my pushback for a minute. This is the mind right here. This nigga was like, man, I don't know, man. I don't know. Da-da-da-da. We need to da-da-da. We gonna have to make, because we would make a compilation full of like everything, like all our stuff. So this time I just wanted to dial in. So I really wanted to make them know, hey man, we got an edge and we can just stick to that same edge. We don't have to venture off into this. Y'all can enjoy this and y'all don't have to worry about anything else but just an edge. Like if you want that for that crowd. And I feel like during the time, a lot of people like that. And if you want to be the greatest, man, you gotta show that. You have to show that. You know what I mean? If it's comfortable for you. Now, if it's not, then don't try to showcase if it ain't really something that you can do and it's gonna be comfortable for you. But I feel like we've been doing this. Like, you know, like you just haven't heard it
before the show started.
Huh?
And end up like, yeah, okay. Yeah. And the reason I asked that question is because on some of y'all older projects such as The Proof and Keep It Going, there was, like you said, there was a concerted effort to give a much more wider range of sound. It was songs on there that involved a lot of instrumentation, but on this one, it was, like you said, much more compartmentalized into the more street sound, and y'all adapted some elements that y'all don't normally use, incorporated some auto-tune, incorporated just different flow pockets that y'all use, as well as just the overall cohesive sound of the project. So when y'all went in to make this one, outside of it allowing people to have fun and listen to it, was it just something that you wanted to prove as a group to show that you can move into a sound that's more, not current, but a sound that is more for the everyday listener?
Yeah, it upsets me to listen to something that I know that I can do that I feel that I'm not doing, that everyone enjoys. Well, if you enjoy it, enjoy me. You know what I'm saying? Because it's a comfortable for me.
It's more of a him thing than a me thing.
Yeah,
because
like,
I feel like
I gotta put him on board. Like I said, I had to reel him in. He did not want to do it. Like I really had a whole call with the managers. they didn't want to do it either. Like, I had to make sure that this was something I wanted to happen. And I made sure, you know what I mean? I made sure it went on.
Yeah. So mostly the way I feel about music in general, like the way that I create music and the way that I receive music is, I like if it's good, I enjoy it. Like some of my favorite artists, Cole, Kanye, like they gave me a variety of things. Like I didn't just go for them to get one thing. Like I can listen to College Dropout or Late Registration and I can get my soul shit, I can get my up tempo, I can get my introspective, I can get different variations. So me, I like kind of like a wide range of emotions instead of one particular sound. But what he was saying, he brought me to the other side and it worked. You know what I'm saying? But all in all, I feel like good music is good music. No matter how you dish it out, whether it's lyrical, whether it's singy, if it's good, the people are gonna like it. But it's always good to give them a different side to you. So you know what I'm saying?
Okay. And also, talking about the current climate, a lot of your older projects were about 16, 17 songs. I see y'all condensed it down to a much smaller number. Was that something intentional, or was it just going off the feel of what y'all were creating?
Yeah, it's momentum. It was the feel. It's going off the feel of what we created. You know what I mean? So we just picking out the songs, and it just made sense.
And we didn't want to oversaturate it either. You know what I'm saying? Like we get you
a new approach.
Get you in and out.
I just want in and out.
You know what I'm saying? Have you want more instead of just giving you the whole meal at one time.
It was just all about a new approach for me.
Okay.
New approach.
And with the title "Colorful Nights," I see in the intro song it was the quote, "I see the light through the dark with a colorful night." Is that the entirety of the title's meaning, or was it something different or deeper than that?
That was pretty much the entirety of it. I mean, in my brain, when I say I am the light in the dark with a colorful night, it was like, no matter what we're going through, I can still see through and create through. So here is what I created through the dark times. Because I mean, what we're living in right now, we already know. You know what time it is. You know what I'm saying? It ain't shit but dark times. But if you can find that light, give it to the people.
I got you. Cause on one of the songs, I can't remember exactly which song it was, but you were talking about picking opponents. And you're trying to pick a moment while somebody's trying to take a pick for the moment. That's one of those things that I wanted to ask you about. Like when you sat down to write that line in particular, like what kind of situations were you referring to in reference to that line in particular, and how it can like play you in reference to like being an artist? And you were saying you're talking to your grandma, is like I rap and I get busy. So it's like, not only is that a double for like the rapper business, as well as the time it takes to hone your craft into being an artist, but as well as like the time away from your family, and you're trying to pick moments and the other people are trying to get picks out of moments. So how is the strain with being an artist and trying to stay in your creative zone while finding balance with your family?
It's tough. It's super tough because you feel guilty because you can't see them as much as you want to, but you know that you're doing it for the bigger picture, for you can be able to take care of them, you know, which they can't really understand so much until the picture is fully developed. You know what I'm saying? So when I say every moment, to me it's precious. I feel like every moment I'm working. So if I'm out and you see me doing something, I'm working. Even if it don't look like I'm working. So when I say they trying to get pics out of the moment, I'm working. I'm not here to, you know what I'm saying? Yeah. I'm not here to bullshit. I'm here to work. Yeah. This ain't time for buddy. Let's work. You know what I'm saying? And because I got my family and I'm taken away from that. So I gotta focus and I gotta, you know what I'm saying, do what I gotta do.
For sure. Let's get into this track list. We kind of Colorful Nights. I want to talk about the stylistic element of it first before we get into like the lyrics, and I'll let y'all talk about some of the lyrics that were most important to y'all, not only on Colorful Nights, but on some of the songs that we discussed. The back and forth that y'all did throughout the second half of the song. First of all, whose idea was it? And secondly, was it something that you, like you said, you know, you want to let people know that you can rap on any like particular sound, any beat, any subject matter, but was it something intentional for that part of the song to let people know that, to give them a glimpse into how it would go, as well as to create an environment or atmosphere with that part of the song?
I thought you said it in the car when we was writing.
Yeah,
so I don't know if it was
writing.
intentional at the time. It was kind of like we was writing in the car, and like I had let him hear my verse. And honestly, I had did this verse, and I had spit it all the way to whatever. And when I got to the end, he picked up and he was like, "Man, you know what? It's him."
Because the beat changed right
Yeah,
there.
it changed up.
The
It was
beat
like,
changed.
dude,
I was like,
and he was like, "Yeah, you need to come in." Boom, boom. So it was like that. I was like, "Just let me know the last thing you say." And when he did that, I went in one more time. So that was it for
Cause
for that.
from my perspective, and I say this as a listener, it seemed like it was one story being told from two split ends. It's like when you got to the
Exactly,
original Lynn and he started with the Dowdell, it's still one story, but he took it and veered into his own space. And then when you went back with the Limb in Your Ears, it's just like, it's one thing, but the way that it splits, it still comes back together to tell one ultimate story. It's just from two people. And I felt like that was intentional from my perspective because it goes into, it's an introduction again. And it's like you're reintroducing people to just y'all two. And that's how y'all told the story, and that's how I took it.
It's dope. Appreciate it.
So when this come out, you be like, hey, that's what we was doing.
Yeah, that was.
For sure. Okay, let's go into the next song, Kobe. First of all, rest in peace to Kobe Bryant.
Yeah.
Monumental basketball player and great mind of his time. What inspired you guys outside of his death? Because it's not really like one of those songs was like, man, we miss Kobe. But what influenced y'all to make that song?
It actually was one of them songs, like, you would never think this, but like, we ain't really the type to just try to do songs because this is going on, that's going on. So that's one of the songs where I was just creating and he ain't had steam. This is during the time where I'm trying to get him on board. He ain't really liking it like
He
that.
had a mama.
Exactly, like, I got Patient made. Say, this is stuff people don't know. I got Patient wrote right now. I got, what else was wrote? Patient, Different These Days was wrote. And that was it. Patient and Different These Days was wrote. And then he had nothing to Patient or nothing to Different These Days at the time. He was just like, I don't know, writer's block at the time. So I'm like, damn. He's like, I don't even know if we gonna go to the studio. This is literally like 3 or 4 days for the studio, right? It's like 3 or 4 days for the studio. He's like, exactly. He's like, bro, I don't even know if we gonna go, bro. We might just need to chill and then chill for a little bit more, then go. So I was like, man, bro, I got heat over here, like, you know what I'm saying? Like, I'm like, man, look, bro, I got this shit, bro. Come on, bro. You just got it. He was like, man, I don't know, I ain't feeling it. I just wrote a verse that day, and I wrote a little something, and I just was like, man, Kobe was in there, and I was just like, this shit sound kind of straight. Like, it wasn't meant for Kobe. It was just literally the first beginning of what I did, looking at all these phases, RP Kobe the greatest. You know, I was like, dang, this shit sound kind of repeatable.
Yeah, it is just.
I ain't even think it was repeatable. I just let him hear it, honestly.
Yeah, and I liked it off.
And he liked it, just those little, just that stuff.
This shit here, right.
Yeah, and I had that show though. I had all of that, the verse and all of that, but I ain't had a whole verse. I just had some of the verse and I let him hear it. And he was inspired, like, let's go to the studio. That nigga wrote Kobe. He wrote all of that in like 2 days. Like, he wrote like 3 or 4 songs in 2 days. And we went with all 3 of them 5 songs like that. Like, all of them was made like around in the same day. I think like Patient, all them, and we heard all them.
Cause like listening to it, I take it as your like how greatness manifests in y'all life.
Exactly.
And it allows you to that's how you resonate with Kobe. That's a level that y'all can relate to each other on. So it's like, okay, this is one of the things outside of like not just that you play basketball, you are great in your craft. And we're aspiring to do that. So like that's something from you that we, intake and learn from. So I was like, alright, I can for sure.
Yeah, I definitely put the wordplay on there. Once he told me to make it Kobe-ish, like I definitely started putting wordplay throughout my verse. Like it just kind of I started feeling like Kobe. It just started feeling like it. Start feeling like the Kobe. Like I just started feeling like this song is for Kobe. Like I started feeling like that at the time. But when I first picked up the pen, no, it wasn't. But I just, it just came through my verse.
Something I want to ask you about this in your verse. You were talking about numerology and understanding the signs. Like, how has that been a part of your life? Like, what allowed you to be able to like notice those patterns, and how has it like manifested in your life?
Well, really, my little brother Ace, Too Fly, he really inspired me to kind of like start paying attention to what I see, like when it comes to numbers and signs in life and stuff like that. So during times when we was having dark moments, like before like this moment now, we would actually, you know, look up our signs and just look up our numbers and stuff like that and see when our birthdays will match certain things. And if it made sense, you know what I mean, we'll actually dial in. But we wouldn't just tap into everything, but if it made sense, we would. So ever since he had taught me that, I just like started like, hey man, this is going on right here. This is going on right here. So I just started putting pieces together, and I'll listen to him, and he'll tell me something, and then we kind of kept that history going on. So it really helped me just get through those dark moments. Whenever I know that it's like something is dark for me, I maybe see certain designs, and I'm like, all right, man, this your time to do this, or it's your time to do that. So you know what I mean? That's how I ended up.
So you can turn into a philosopher.
Look, man, I can tell you some stuff, man, for real. Like, you just gotta pay attention. Like,
And that's the thing I can respect from your artistry as a musician, because in your verses you tend to have a lot of social commentary from your perspective, like the addiction to social media. It's not as prevalent on this project in particular, but that is one of the things that you discuss.
yeah, that was a phase I went through. That was really like a time for me. Like, it upset me. It made me sad. It was just a lot. I was very emotional about social media. I had to have like a year break from that shit. Like, I literally got a flip phone. You remember that time I had a flip phone? I had to get a thing for like at least almost a whole year.
I can understand
to detach myself, because it was really like,
it was already established. Like, we grew up and we came into it around our 18, 19 years. So it's like, but with y'all 12, 13, like,
it was growing though,
YouTube,
you know what I'm saying?
Facebook, Instagram, all this other shit. So it's like, it kind of distorts how you grew up. So I can understand you like really needing, because I take cleanses every now and then, you know, but a year, kudos. That's all.
Yeah, that was back then. I ain't did that. That was back then though.
What I appreciate with this project, it didn't have to be the bars. Like, this one, y'all tapped into things like the way that you chose melodies and tried things with auto-tune, and it sounded very natural. And when you said that it was kind of your project or your baby, I feel that, because a lot of the songs that stand out and you're trying new things, you sound extremely comfortable. Like, for instance, Different These Days. Like, what was your inspiration in sitting back creating this song? Because the melody to the chorus is like something that's instantly like attaching to the ears of the listener. It's
really, the quarantine thing is kind of like give me so much space and so much of like, just, hey man,
it was time.
What else are you doing? Like, exactly. So at this time, I literally was in the car looking for beats, and this beat was so hard. This beat was so hard, man. I literally, like, immediately, like, come on, like, let's go. I didn't even write it down. Like, that whole everything, like, I was just like, I just recorded myself doing it. And I just, like, I ain't even have to write that one down. That hook was just, it was fly like that.
And you can tell it's like it's an organic energy with that one. And, like, the energy that's all through that chorus, like, even going to the final Different These Days before it goes into the verse, it feels, what I can say about this project, it feels like new and refreshing. You know what I'm saying? It's like y'all went back to 2, and it's like this kind of symbolized you guys' reemergence and like brand new energy to take into y'all creative spaces going forward. Because I heard on one of the songs Reggie was talking about kind of like a warning to like what y'all got coming next after this. Like, be ready, it's gonna have you spinning in circles.
We got some shit we gonna throw you in circles.
Yeah.
So with this song Different These Days, and I know like Darius was like kind of pushing the vehicle. When you hear songs like this that are kind of different from the beaten path, like how do they touch you when you hear them for the first time?
I'd be like, it's different. I know that it's dope, and I know that it's different, and I just, what am I going to do to it? How am I going to bring my style? Because my style is a completely different style from what he has. So how am I going to bring my style to this? And I just try to mesh my style with it as best I can. So with a track like Different These Days, it got that bounce to it. If it got that bounce to it, I can float on it. I know I can float on it. Now, Patient I had a tougher time with. I had to sit on it for probably over a month. I sat on it.
That was my baby.
How you do the
real.
next song I was gonna go to, bro?
Come on, man. Come on, man.
It worked like that. That was my baby for real.
Niggas trying to take my job.
Come on, man.
Dang.
But on the song Patient, which was another song where Darius is on the chorus, like just kind of, for example, with the Migos, the the first Culture album, if I'm not mistaken, was Quavo's Love Child. And you can kind of tell because on Culture 2, that was Takeoff's Love Child. With that, the person whose Love Child is kind of adapts to their specific personality. And then you find yourself in it. So like the process, and we'll get back to Patience, but the process of creating it, how was the bouncing ideas, like once you guys started to develop a chemistry for how you were going to create this, like how easy did the other tracks come? How, like, was it ever a point where it was any stress or?
It was effortless.
Yeah,
We were together every day, like in the car, listening to beats, writing, sending ideas, bouncing ideas back and forth, like every day. And we had time on our hands.
Felt good.
It felt good. It was effortless. It was effortless.
Felt fresh. I felt new.
That's what he said, rolling up one at
Felt
like
like
6 a.m. with that's for real. Like he pulling up every morning. We rolling up.
Talking to me about my daddy.
Come on, man.
Like he was my dad.
That was real facts. All
Yeah,
that.
we had a great time recording this. It felt good. When we were done with it, we heard it all the way through. We exchanged some songs out, some songs didn't make it, etc., etc. But when we heard it, the final product, we was like, this feel good. This feel good.
Okay. Let me go to the next song real quick. Let's see what we got. Okay. Not What I Used to Be. Darius.
Not what I used to be. That's him. That's his led by him. I look up like, what?
As a matter of fact, Reggie. Okay, so going back to Urgent Thoughts, there was a lot of talk on that project specifically about kind of like a transformation almost into a new Reggie. And on this one, new controversy. And on this one, it's almost
Maybe
like
begin, you know me for real.
yeah, it's like a manifestation into what I was putting work in to get to this point. Like the cleansing that took place on Urgent Thoughts. How are you mentally now as opposed to how you were then when you were creating those verses in that music?
Different now before then. I feel like I'm fully developed. I feel like I used to tell people, I'm in my cocoon right now. Like I'll be a butterfly soon. I feel like I'm a butterfly now. And it was years of growth, you know, pieces to the puzzle was just like scratching the surface. And then Urgent Thoughts, I feel like I found myself. Now I'm just rounding off. And then by the time I got here, it's like I'm out. I'm a butterfly now. You know what I'm saying?
I feel it. What about you, Darius? Like how has this process exactly like? Because I didn't want to ask you like the title as a question, but since you said it, like
I thought that was like just saying not what I used to be. I thought that's what you.
But yeah, it's a perfect question, and that's why I like when stuff comes organically. Like, how do you feel about where you are now as opposed to where you were like along the proof, keep it going, and the later projects until the break from 3 to 2, and where you see yourself now after the creation of Colorful Nights?
Musically, right?
Just all around.
Oh, well, all around, man. Honestly, I've been having that tug of war right now, like literally right now, like in real time. Like with, accepting that growth. Like I'm fighting my older ways to want to do stubborn things that I know I would do before. So right now I feel like it's a great time, like, and it's flourishing for me, like, and it's showing myself right in front of myself that, hey man, you're growing. Like, so don't be upset with yourself. Like, let it sit with you. So I feel like I've, grown tremendously since then, like as myself, as a person. Musically, of course, you know what I mean? I had my growths with that. That's always been just fun for me. Like my music, I never really think about like really just getting better, if you know what I mean. Like, so that's just gonna grow with me. I feel like that's me. I feel like there's a lot of stuff around me that's gonna make me better. I'm already feel like God just gave me that type of deal. But
I got you.
Myself, I'm growing. I'm trying.
Hey, I mean, we all are. It's a journey, and the beauty in that is finding purpose throughout the journey and understanding that each thing that you encounter, whether positive or negative, is a piece for you to learn to further to get to a place where you can be as perfect as God will allow you to be in physical form.
Yeah, you said that so right. Because people really want you to see. They want to see that side. I don't want to see that side. Yeah, I'm growing.
Fidelis Freestyle. Y'all had to have one outside of
You know who
so
I
first-
did.
so-
You know who I did was. Don't even ask. No, you already know who I did was.
I already know.
I let him have it too. I
It
said,
wasn't just me. It was other members of the team.
of course,
that
the
were-
same ones I fought with. The same ones I said Coop. Same ones I fought with. Skip, Coop, and all them.
Yeah.
I was
But
fighting
Fidelis
with.
Freestyle, so Mike Fidelis, shout out Mike Fidelis, the producer of that. He sent me that beat one day. I was just driving. Like, I think y'all would sound dope on this beat. I liked it instantly, but I didn't write to it till probably like a month later. Actually, I don't think we wrote to it until the night we had a show. We had a show at the Unplugged show live in Atlanta. And then we had an after party at the studio. So we just felt inspired. All our fans were there, you know what I'm saying? We just had a great show. It's tears dropping in the building and shit
True.
like that, you know what I'm saying? So we got back to the studio at Bush Crib, Sticker Bush Crib. Shout out DJ Sticker Bush. And we wrote it. Just while the people were there, put on the beat, we in the booth, people in the booth. I'm writing my verse, he's freestyling his verse.
Yeah.
You know what I'm
I
saying?
ain't even pinned that thing.
Yeah.
I pinned like probably 4 bars.
That shit was probably
I
one of the
was
most
just in there.
organic
Yeah.
songs that I've ever written like that. So yeah, that's that
Yeah,
one.
you right.
And I had it, and
you
I-
killed that verse quick.
And I had to put
You
it on
wrote
the
it
tape
quick.
because I was like, you know, we got some shit we're gonna throw you in circles, and you know, we're gonna kind of leave you with this.
Because
and then we
that's
gonna-
what it is. It's like a victorious ending to the beginning stages of something new. Like and there's like this one of the lines from that I really appreciate. I got a catalog, a log file in my hard drive. So when he said it, it just like y'all had a few points throughout the project alluding to something coming after. And this is, okay, we're going to give y'all something to hold y'all over. If not mistaken, I think you said like almost those words verbatim. So it's like, how does it feel to be in a space where you are creating so much to where you know you have things coming after? And how do you find time to appreciate what you're doing in the current, knowing you have things coming after that you are already excited about?
I would just say I feel comfortable. Not musically comfortable, but comfortable knowing that shit.
We got a whole nother
I
tape.
got fire, and I'm
It's better than what we had.
I have fire out that you can listen to. I have fire that's not out that I can listen to that you will one day listen to, and I have fire that has not even been created yet, that's still to come. So it makes me feel comfortable, and I can enjoy. I mean, it's hard for me to enjoy the music in the present as far as the question that you asked, because like Colorful Nights to me is old, it's new to y'all. So I'm thinking about what I'm about to create.
What about you, Darius?
Oh yeah, I just really, I like the space that it is. Like he said, I really think it's a good thing or whatever. But like I said, I'm so free with just creating the music. Like I'm whatever with it. Like let's make something. You know, put that out. Like what's up? I got it in my brain. I'm locked. So I like the space we in. Like you said, it's good.
Outside of the space, like what are some things that inspire y'all to create music in this time? Outside of like just the abundance of free time with Corona and quarantine.
I think he inspired me. We inspire each other. Like, I mean, literally, you got to be that for yourself. If you ain't got nothing out there right now, like he inspires me and I inspire him to do whatever, and we just got each other for real. Like, if you want to just be 100%, it's him. Like for real. I got my family that's around me, and I know that I want them to eat. You know what I mean? But other than that, this nigga inspired me to do, you know what I'm saying, pump me up or whatever. I got a couple homies or whatever, but just like, yeah, just him being there right there. And I know that this nigga got to do the same thing I got to do. At least somebody in it with me. Yeah, shit.
So same question to you, like what's really inspiring you outside of the becoming the person that you turned into? What like exterior things that inspiring you to create music?
Exterior things that inspire me to create music. It's really nothing exterior. It's more so internal. If anything, like it's an internal thing. Like it's a family thing. It's a brother thing. And when I say family, I'm not just talking about blood. I'm talking about family. You know who family is. I don't think I can help it. You know what I'm saying? Like, and I get to my days sometimes where I go through a stretch where I'm not feeling creative, and I can't find anything that I feel like I want to write. And I take that time and I just live and I experience things. And even if it's a pandemic, you're still experiencing life. Every day you're going through something, whether you know it or not. So I can always, at the end of that, I got something to say now. You know what I'm saying? And he gonna always have some when I don't, and I'm gonna always have some when he don't.
True.
What do you guys feel like you gained from the creation of this project that you can take into creation of other projects and just life in general? Like, what lessons did y'all learn while creating this project?
Man, I really learned to accept that side that you may not think is, you know what I'm saying? Create, man, and just, you know what I'm saying? Appreciate everything that you make. Like, it's the other stuff that you appreciate because you like it. Like, appreciate it because it's made by you. Like, you know what I mean? And people appreciate it in that form. Like, it's your worst songs are like the best ones to yourself, like to other people. The worst ones to yourself are the best ones. Like, it really lets you see that. Try your stuff out, you know what I mean? And stuff like that. I think that's really the best thing I got from it, just creating wise.
Okay, what about you?
Probably putting more respect on his musical influence or direction, because, you know, as far as I'm concerned, I reign superior. I musically influenced most of the things that he did coming up, but now he is him. He's arrived. So trusting his direction on, you know, maybe we need to go this way. Like, what I feel like ain't always the right musical decision. So
Kind of like the Jordan and Pippen dynamic from the song that didn't make the project.
Yeah, we did release it as a single on YouTube. Get that? Boom, it's on there. Jordan Pippen, Loyalty Time.
Before we close out, who were some of the other producers and people that helped y'all create this project? We didn't get to talk about them when we were talking about each specific song.
Oh boy, he is the main dude that drive me. Oh boy, please different somebody find that man. We've been trying to get him. Different these days, and Kobe was oh boy.
And we did a few tracks with Mike Fidelis. A couple of them didn't make the tape, but we did get that last one on there.
And the other producers are really just ones that we contacted to won't, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, we'll have a consistent. You know, we just lease the beat from them. You know what I'm saying? And of course, B Flat on the engineering tip as far as bringing that sound to life.
Shout out B Flat.
Of course, you know.
Yeah, that's why Jordan and Pippen didn't make it.
Oh, okay.
Because we couldn't get the leads from
him.
So we was like, dang, all right, that can't make it.
Now, for the people who haven't heard Colorful Nights that's watching this, what is something that you would want them to go into the project just to be mindful of? Or what is it something that you would want them to learn from the project about y'all?
Oh, man. Don't sleep on our sound from any... You know what I'm saying? Don't sleep on that sound, man. We got it. We got the edge you need.
Like, and you never heard nothing like it. That's the thing. Like, you haven't heard nothing like it.
I just want to be appreciated for that edge we do have. Like, respect that fashion first, so we can give y'all the other things. Cause I know a lot of people know we got bars and everything like that, but
you know we ain't really sing for real.
We can have fun.
You know what I'm saying?
That's what I want you to know, that we can have fun, and we do have fun. We just don't really put in our music a lot, so here it is. This is the fun we have, and this is that kind of side where, you know, it's a little fun to hear. You can enjoy it like that.
Okay. And final question, what is the one word that people should expect from you guys throughout the rest of your musical career? If you had to just pick one word.
Would be me. Loyalty.
Okay.
That's it. Loyalty.
Yeah, that's
everywhere.
It.
Loyalty. That's all. You gotta be that, man. It's gonna take you where you wanna go. Loyalty. And I can see that. I breathe it. I breathe it. I'm like a dog when they smell that fear. I smell that loyalty. For real. So if you ain't rocking like that, I'm sorry. I can't treat you nicely. I just want you to just be cordial with me.
I'm starting a tradition. Every time an artist or artists come in, I want them to pick which one of these projects on the wall is their favorite or is sticking with them the most in the current moment. So I'll let
moment.
Yes, I'll let both of y'all pick one.
Go ahead, pick yours. I don't really know.
Like if you had to pick one to
I don't even have to look at
your current. It's right here.
Point me right here.
It's right here.
Kanye West
it's right here.
Registration.
It's right here.
That's my favorite rap.
That's Champion and all that. That's on there, right? Champion and everything.
No, that's Graduation.
That's Graduation. What's on here?
Crack Music.
Crack Music.
Yeah.
Gone.
Yeah.
Never Let Me Down.
Yeah.
Come on, man.
Let Me Down. Yeah, he went on it. Brandy on that too, right? On that, what's her name? Yeah, this is a dope one. Right now? Man, I ain't gonna lie, right now it's gonna have to be the Snoop Dogg, on God, the Snoop Doggy Dogg. Like, this been beating, like, I'm telling you, like, I ain't been playing it for a minute, but I had this in my car. I found like a case of CDs in my uncle house. He moving out. My uncle he had whatever, but he had a whole bunch of CDs and this was in the pile. I put it in my CD player. I had it for 2 or 3 days straight. I was just riding to it. I'm talking about back to back to back. So that'll probably be right now for me. Yeah.
Okay.
I was enjoying it
But
too.
the childhood memory is gonna definitely be the Marshall Mathers LP.
Oh, I wanted to Skip. You already know I wanted to say this nigga stuff, but you talking about right now?
Yeah.
Like right now, no. But like this, forever for me. Like Eminem, great rhyme scheme. That's me.
And I asked that because I can definitely see the influences in y'all music this far, especially with the Kanye and with the Eminem.
That's my guy for all time. I think about him a lot when, I'm getting into that colorful nice bag. I start thinking about him a little bit, you know what I mean? When I get into that, none of my element, it was the evidence.
Rhyme pattern.
Yeah.
And with the Kanye West, for Controversy, the conversational, I'm speaking directly to your hearts and soul type of rapping style.
That's him. That's what I wish I had sometime.
Hey, you got it. You got it.
For real though. Nah. That's what's up though. Flavor registration.
It's limitless, and as we say on Off the Record, never feel your desire to be great. I appreciate y'all for tapping in with us for the first.
Yes, sir. Hey man, you did a dope. Hey, this a dope ass interview. Ain't nobody went that deep, y'all. Man, learn your shit, man. Shit, learn your shit.
Tapes on y'all,
y'all better get right with them, man. Shout out.
I appreciate it. Thank y'all for coming in and tapping in with me. Great interview. And shit, that's it.
I already gonna pound because they can't see it. They can't see it. We pounding.
What inspired y'all not to
did you know he died on the day of our first show? Did you notice that? We shot him out.
Yeah, I wore the leg head and I was like,
that's crazy.
Sad.
Anyway, all right.
Because I was like, I don't know if I'm gonna come, kind of sad.
Yeah. That's crazy. Yeah. Anyway.
Cut that. I'm just